Hey friends, it's great to be back with you. You're in for such an amazing day filled with beautiful projects and demonstrations I think you'll absolutely love. So if you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm going to be back to share a beautiful shaped card that really adds the pizzazz to your project, while keeping it very clean and simple on the flowers that you're adding, but it still looks like you spend a lot of time, right? So this is a beautiful spring is here card, right? If you're from the Midwest, give me a shout out like yay. I think we have passed winter and we're ready for some sunshine, and some of those first flowers that make their appearance are the beautiful hyacinths and daffodils, right? Nothing speaks spring more than that. So today I'm going to be mostly working with the beautiful fragrant hyacinth stamp and a die set. So this one has two sizes in it. So we're going to show some very simple, beautiful ways that you can use this today. You can do some watercolor stamping with it, but then you can also take it and use the individual teeny tiny flowers that are in this set and 3D them on top for a beautiful, exquisite dimensional card. So say like you want to make a beautiful Mother's Day project, or you just want to really wow a friend, or maybe you're having a day when you just need to take time to create something that's super intricate, super beautiful, and just experience the joy of creating. There's many different levels and versatility with this specific image. So are you ready to get started? So with this one, we're going to focus on the big hyacinths first. The small hyacinths I stamped with the vibrant fuchsia archival ink, and I stamped it with the leaf green on the bottom. So you're going to go ahead and ink the large one up as well. With that one, I inked it with a majestic violet and the cactus flower ink. So with that, we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it on here because I forgot to bring myself a piece of paper that I could stamp this image on because I was doing some prep work. How could I have forgotten that, right? So we're just going to stamp on here. It's no big deal. So when you're stamping this one in a two-tone color, what you're going to want to do is I like to start with a leaf first. Have this one stamped side up, and you're going to go ahead and just ink all the way around. Don't be afraid to hit the bottom of the flower so that when you're coming in with the dark purple, those inks are well blended and there is no gap in your stamp, right? I'd rather want you to have some overlapping ink colors than a gap in your stamp. So this one, we're going to do two colors on the hyacinths, and I'm going to start out with majestic violet. I'm going to add a little bit more to the bottom. And kind of across a little bit, and I'm tilting my ink pad the other way, right? And as I go around, you're going to start seeing that I am then just kind of brushing the edges of this. So this kind of, if you spend a little bit of time doing this, it really kind of colors it for you so that you don't have to go back and color it, right? Which is kind of fun. So we're going to go ahead and do just kind of around those edges, and then we'll go back and kind of do what I call a color blend by adding the cactus flower in the center. I'm going to put this down so I have a little bit more firmness when I'm inking that up. So you're going to go ahead and just ink, right? And those edges will lighten down a little bit because you went on top of it with the cactus flower, but it just kind of does what I call kind of a color melt with your stamped image. So you're going to go ahead and just ink that up, stamp it down, and you have that beautiful image. Now right here, you see a little bit of a gap, right? So that means I did not ink that properly. So let's do it again, right? So because this is going to happen to you as well. So when I have that, it just shows me that I missed when I was inking. So let's do it again, right? That's the beauty of live. You can go ahead and see where I make a mistake so that you can learn from that, right? That's what I love about these videos. So you can go ahead and just do that. So the reason, like right there is a sharp edge. If you don't watch yourself, you're going to get a gap in there, right? These stamps stamp beautifully when you have ink on them, right? So just make sure that you are very careful about making sure you have that that ink covered very well. And some of that comes because I'm tipping it so much because I don't want to get it on top. So just make sure that you just really spend some time on that. And we'll just go ahead and go right back over it with the cactus flower, okay? So we'll do that, And I think that should be good, right? So go ahead and just give that some good firm even pressure, and you have that beautiful stamped image, right? So don't freak out if that happens your first time stamping. I mean, I've done this many times, and look, every once in a while it happens to me too. So once you're finished, you're gonna go ahead and you're going to color it in. So, or you're gonna die cut it first, so make sure that you just layer your die right on top. Die cut that out, and you're ready to add the color in the center as much as you want. Now I went back and I did a little bit of the lighter color tone in this, so I did the cactus flower. So if you're just joining me and you've never done this before, just have some fun practicing with it. I'm just going back in. I did color this one partially, but I'm just doing a little bit of soft color with the cactus flower to just fill that in, and it's done. So very quick and very easy. Our sponge daubers are designed so that they're not round, so that when you're doing like beautiful shading like this leaf, you can go ahead and just use the tips. And oops, I wasn't watching. I dipped it into cactus flower. Let's try again, right? Who said leaves can't be pink, right? Actually, I've done that. It adds a little bit of nice color. So we're just gonna go ahead and just fade that color out. But since you have that sharp tip, you can get into corners more, you can get more good pressure, and then you can just blend and fade that out, which is really beautiful. So that is a tip that I love with this. So just go ahead and you can flip it around, kind of put the pressure on this end and kind of fade that color up. So I like it because it's a quick and easy coloring technique, but it still looks like you spent quite a bit of time coloring the image, right? And I'm probably spending more time on the leaf because it is a little bit more open. But just like that, you've got that all colored, and you can go ahead and it's ready for the card. So with this, I stamped the large one, and these I just did the small one with a vibrant fuchsia leaf green, just all one color. So you get to choose if you want to kind of have that color melt in there, or if you just want to do one color, totally up to you. Now for the card base, I used a beautiful die that everybody just loves. And that is the Lattice Flourish Gateway die. If you don't have this one yet, we have many samples online on what you can do with it. Just type in the name Lattice Flourish Gateway at heartfeltcreations.us. It'll bring up an image of this. Then you can click on it, and then there's going to be tabs like videos and inspiration, and that applies to any of the products that you see that you love. You can go in and get ideas like that. So what I did is I first of all took my card stock that was folded, and I laid the base die on top, and I die cut that out. When I die cut it out, I made sure that this fold was further in so that I don't cut it off, and that it did another panel with that very same die, and that is ready to be glued on top. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this on top. This is using the beautiful hyacinth paper. If you've never used our paper before, the papers are gorgeous, and they make such beautiful backdrops for the beautiful cards that you're going to be creating. The next one I used is I took the outline die again. So I did this piece, and then I took this piece. This piece has 5 dies in it, so that creates a lot of versatility. So I did this one and this one. Then I also put this one in the middle, and that also cut out this piece. So that's where those pieces came from. So essentially, I took all the dies in the set, layered them on a piece of cardstock, ran them all through at the same time, and this is what you get, right? So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. So as you're watching along, if you have questions, pop them in the comments. I'd like to know what you're learning, and when you have those aha moments, you're like, oh my goodness, I can make that, right? Because there's something when you see something new or a project the first time, do you find that it's like, okay, I like that, but I don't know if I could create that, or I like it, but it looks kind of complicated. It's super elegant. But when you break it down and you follow these simple steps, it really makes that it's very easy to do very quickly. Now, before I add anything else, we're going to stamp a little sentiment in the center. I'm going to use the Majestic Violet, and we're going to make this into a Thinking of You card. Make sure it's not upside down. That would not be fun, but if I do stamp something upside down accidentally, I will just put a little tag or something on top to cover it, right? Us stampers have magic tricks up our sleeves. So again, we're gonna layer that fence on top so it looks like the hyacinths are growing up the spring garden trellis fence. So we're gonna go ahead and put those, I'm wrestling with my paper. I added a little foam dots behind here. So we're gonna add these in the center so that is just a tad raised. Okay. And then here we go with these. I need to grab some more foam dots, and we're gonna go ahead. This one, we're just gonna go ahead and glue right down. Since it is on the side and kind of behind the one in the center, I am gonna go ahead and trim this in half. And you could always use this, you know, on another card, kind of just as a filler flower. And you know what, I might just add that in. We might add it to the side here, we'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and I don't know if I will. The reason I say I'm not sure is because typically I work in 3s or 5s. So we'll see how it looks when it all comes together, right? So we're gonna go ahead, and before I add this one, I'm gonna put this one in so I know where to position the next one, right? So I am going to do a double layering of foam dots on the top. I'm running out of foam dots. I typically use more on the top, but we're just gonna focus on what we have. So this one with a double layer, we'll pop this up a little bit higher. So we'll pop this in about right there, and we're gonna trim this base piece off then and glue that down. And then we'll come in and just add this piece. And I think we'll just leave it with this, right? Okay. So we can see a little bit of the fence. Then you can go ahead and just trim this off, and you've got your card. So such a beautiful way. You can add a little bit of glue at the base here if you want to glue and add more stability to that one. And then you can go ahead and add your glitter, add your prills, and just finish that off. So it's a beautiful way to add those quick and easy cards, make those hyacinths just kind of like a flatter image, beautiful for mailing. Or then you can also layer it up with those little flowers and, you know, put it in a clear box where you can hand give it to your friends. So before I go, I wanted to share a special thank you coupon for watching today. You get to choose $10 off any die by entering coupon code 393237, and that expires on April 11th, and it's limit 1 per person. So make sure you take advantage of that when you are shopping online at heartfeltcreations.us. So hopefully this was inspiring to see a beautiful spring project. And again, that coupon is available for $10 off any die of your choice. And that coupon code is 393237 and expires on April 11th. So let's take one more look at those beautiful one-of-a-kind projects. Here's another one using the smaller one with the 3D flowers on top. Isn't that beautiful? And one thing I didn't hit on is the mold shapes those flowers for you. If you've never done that, pop over to the website or ask a question in the links below, and we've got a video for you on that. With that, have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Tell us what you liked.